We are great self-deceivers. We're very, very, very good at concealing from ourselves things we don't want to know about ourselves. Takes a little honesty, a little willingness to look in the mirror to arrive at this kind of judgment. But once you arrive at it, you've gained a lot.
You have a choice. You can be angry and upset. You're entitled to your feelings, but how you choose to express them, you have a choice in that.
You have to be aware of what you're doing right now, how your attitude impacts others.
What environment do you want to work in? How do you want to be perceived? And then at that point, then you have to choose the attitude that's going to get that for you.
I walked out in manufacturing area one day, and there was a supervisor. He had his hand on a rail, and his head was hanging down. He was looking at the people coming in. He was doing this. He was like, oh. And he was making those sounds. I was like, hey, man, what's going on? He says, you know, sometimes I look at these people showing forward, I just know what kind of day I'm going to have. And I said, wow, man, you know what? They're looking at you, and they're saying, oh, look at the day we're going to have, because you set the tempo. You looked at me, and you never thought about it that way before.
People say to me, I've been worried about you. You know, you look like you're not feeling well, or you look like you're upset. And if I look like I'm upset, I know that there's a trickle down.
If I walk out on the floor in a bad mood, then everybody's going to pick up on it, and they're going to wonder something's wrong, something's up. Or if I don't say hi to somebody, they're going to say that he doesn't like me anymore. I'm going to put that person in a bad mood.
Well, sometimes you still got to shovel the road apples.
And I just do a self-check occasionally and say, where am I at? Because I'll tell you, when I come in and I got a bad attitude, I don't even want to be around me.
Real life. How hard is it? How often do you got to choose? I mean, second by second by second. Because I don't
It's a constant struggle, be in the right frame of mind. But at least you think about it. It makes you stop. Stop. Am I doing what I want to do right now? Am I being who I want to be right now?
We really, as leaders, have a tremendous impact on those people we lead. If we're not excited and enthusiastic about being there, we cannot expect them to be, because they won't be. In fact, if we look like something's wrong, they're going to start to worry. And if they're thinking about what might be wrong, then they're not going to be thinking about the job they're supposed to be doing. And so I give myself a pep talk. And I start talking about all the good things that are going on in my life to myself. It's kind of self-talk. And as I'm walking outside, I say, you know, these people need you to be in the positive zone today, Mark. And we can have a really good day, or we can have a so-so day. And a lot of it's up to you.
Fall hazard.
10-foot fall.
The key to our safety program and our company being so safe is that we all care about each other.
We care about the guys, so it's scary to think about one of them actually getting hurt. We care about their families and the fact that their family needs them, and it also affects us as a business.
Fall right through that skylight, fall into the house. 3.
It's really important to choose your attitude when you're out on a job site. If you're mad and angry and you're throwing stuff around, you know, you're one thing, you're not being a great role model, and another thing is, you know, you could cause an accident by something like that. For me, choosing an attitude is being able to be a coach and a leader to others. If I'm not choosing an attitude to be a leader and to show them safety and how to respect other sub-trades and whatnot, then it's going to backfire on me, and someone's going to get hurt.
You know, we got some guys that used to be a little rough around the edges in that respect, you know, and instead of going and having a really cool conversation with the guy, they just soon yell at him and, you know, call him names and tell him to get his gear on right. That doesn't happen anymore.
I used to get, you know, jump up and down and scream and holler and this and that and whatever, and your heart starts pumping harder, and nothing you can do about it anyway. So if you just take a breath and you just try and look at it a little bit different and try and understand where the other person is coming from, you actually get a lot further.
You know, it's not uncommon for one of our senior guys to walk over with a newer guy and say, hey, you know, what you're doing right now isn't safe. I want to help you with that.
If you see somebody who's having a potential bad day or he's stressed out about something, just go over and ask them if there's something you can do to help. And they'll either say yes or no, or they'll share with you what the problem may be or what's causing them to have a bad attitude. Have that conversation, and because once the mind's cleared, then you can get on with the business in hand. We all struggle at times, and when you see somebody struggling, you kind of laugh and think, you know, gee, you know, the guy's being a jerk. Why? You know, well, you know, sometimes you're that jerk. So having a good attitude makes for a lot easier day, all the way around.
As we come around back, this is the one section of the roof that is a low slope area, and the leading
because our people treat each other so well and are there for one another, and they call out the safety hazards, and they're willing to say, hey, come here, let me help you, you know, adjust your gear, make sure that's going to fit you right. It shows that they care. They've decided that the best way to be safe is by looking out for their fellow worker.
You're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your wife, your grandkids, your brothers, your sisters, because you're not just hurting yourself. The loss to them is irreplaceable. So you have a responsibility to them more than yourself to be safe.